Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston. And today, this is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. And I want to talk to you about why your income determines your outcome. Again, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I'm super excited about what we are going to be sharing with you today. And I want to say happy Valentine's Day to all of you. I'm so appreciative to so many of you for continuing to support the Ramon Preston Show. Wherever you are, please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know. Prophet Ramon, the squad. We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta, and it is Valentine's Day. So on behalf of my wife, my staff, our team, our organization, I want to say happy Valentine's Day to you, because guess what? We want to spread the love. We want to share the love. We want to show the love. And we certainly love you. We appreciate all of you for continuing to support the movement for what God has given us an assignment to do spiritually, socially, and economically. So again, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I'm your host, Ramon Preston. For those of you that watch us live Monday through Friday, I so appreciate you. I want you to hit the like button, hit the share button, and I want you to drop in the comments where you're watching us from today on this Monday, this Valentine's Day. Wow, can you believe we're already 6 weeks into 2022, 6 weeks into this new year? And my hope and expectation is that you've been doing your due diligence to make sure that you're building a foundation for your family, for your church, for your business, for your community. And my hope and expectation is that you've seen some growth and progress even in your business and in your finances. If for some reason you haven't, this conversation today should open your eyes to putting first things first and prioritizing what is necessary for you to continue to move forward and excel and progress and grow personally, professionally, and financially. So again, I appreciate all of you. My hope and expectation is that today is going amazing for you so far. Today, I want to talk to you about why your income determines your outcome. I've got three reasons why I believe your income determines your outcome. Okay, I'm gonna share with you these three reasons, and I want you to just pull and take away and extract as much as you possibly can. I was listening to like one of the world's most powerful thought leaders on leadership, John Maxwell, and he said something that was so powerful. He said, if you read a book, if you read a book, of course, he's written almost 90 books. He said, but here's what he said. He said, if you read a book, he said, and if you can't take what you read and add to it with your actions, he said, you shouldn't even read the book. That was like a mic drop moment, because what he was explaining in this conversation was, you should be able to listen to someone. You should be able to take information from someone, and you should be able to build on that information. You should be able to add to that information. So I want you to think about that today when you're getting this information. How can I take what Prophet Ramon is saying to me about money, about business, about entrepreneurship, about life, about marketplace leadership, all the stuff that Prophet Ramon is talking about? How can I take this information and add to it with my actions? Because that's the goal. If all you're getting is just information all the time from people like me, that information is really not going to do anything for you if you don't do anything with the information that you get. That's the purpose of you getting the information, so that you could put the information to practice. So again, today I want to talk to you about why your income determines your outcome. Now, in order for me to explain this to you thoroughly and give you the three reasons why I believe your income determines your outcome, I want to give you a clear working definition for what income is. So if your income determines your outcome, what exactly is income? And I'm gonna give you like the most sophisticated, the most bougiest, the most educated, the most philosophical. I'm gonna give you like a definition for income that you're gonna think I'm from Harvard University. You're gonna think I went to Columbia University. You're gonna think I'm like one of the boys. You know, you're gonna think I'm like a trust fund baby when I give you this definition. So if your income determines your outcome, the question is, what is income? Because I want to change my outcome. I want my financial outcome to be different. I want my entrepreneurial outcome to be different. Don't you? Don't you want your financial situation to be different? Don't you want your business situation to be different? Don't you want your life to be different? Well, I'm saying that in order for those things to change, in order for you to see a difference, in order for you to see growth and expansion, you have to not just know what income is, but you have to know that it actually determines your outcome. So what is income? I'm gonna give you like the biggest, baddest, most sophisticated definition for what income is. Here's what income is. Money that comes in. I told you it was gonna be awesome. That's what the definition of income is. I want you to write that down. What is income? Income is money that comes in. Now, you could Google and find 1,000 different definitions for what income is. Well, income is this, income is that, income is this, income is that. I'm giving you a clear working definition for what income is. So when I say your income determines your outcome, what I'm saying is whatever type of money you got coming in is what's going to determine, how your life turns out. You got that? Let me say it again. Whatever kind of money you got coming in is what's going to determine the way your life turns out, because your income determines your outcome. All right? And your income is any money that comes in. So it could be different kinds of money. You can have fixed income. That's one type of income, right? So if you're on a fixed income, it's still income. It's just fixed. It's just preset by a government. It's preset by some type of pension. It's preset by some type of organization or some type of business system, but it's still fixed income. You got earned income. If you out there working and grinding, you got a job, you're a W-2 employee. Maybe you're an investor. Guess what? You got passive income. But guess what? No matter what type of income you have, your income is still money that comes in. So whether it's fixed income, whether it's earned income, whether it's passive income, or whether it's all of the above, your income is what money you have coming in. So I want you to just establish that fact. So when I say your income determines your outcome, I'm suggesting to you, and beyond suggesting, I'm being clear with it, that whatever money you got coming in, it's what's going to help to determine the way your life turns out, because it all starts with income. Okay? Now, of course, there's a difference between how we classify income and how the IRS classifies income. Like, let me give you an example, just in case you don't understand what I'm saying. You could be making a passive income, and you could classify it as passive income because you might not necessarily be doing something directly to get it. I know a lot of people who are in network marketing or MLM business, they would suggest that some of the things that they do is considered passive income, but just because they classify it as passive income doesn't mean the IRS classifies it as passive income. So this is not an IRS classification of income. This is our classification of income, so that we can understand how are we bringing money in? Okay, so whether you're bringing money in from fixed income, whether you're bringing money in from earned income that you're earning, you're out there laboring and working and actively participating in the job to get it, or if it's passive income where you're investing in certain things to create that income, but it's passive because you're not actively working for it on a day-to-day basis. No matter what type of income it is, how we classify it as income is still money, that's coming in. So when I say your income determines your outcome, I'm referring to the fact that in order for me to change my financial outcome, okay, in order for my financial outcome to change, in order for me to see a difference in my finances, in order for me to see a difference in my business, in order for me to see a difference in the quality of my life, in order for me to see those differences or the outcome, it all starts with my income. All right, it all starts with my income. It all starts with what type of money do I have coming in? Because if I start there, and a lot of people don't start there, and I'm going to show you in just a few minutes when I give you these 3 reasons how and why a lot of people get away from starting here and they find themselves trying to work out all these other things that may play a role in between the income and the outcome. They may play a role here, but it doesn't mean it's going to change your outcome if it doesn't start with your income, if that makes sense. All right. And so I want to help change your outcome. I want to make sure that your financial outcome is different. I want to make sure that your business outcome is different. I want to make sure that the outcome or the quality of your life changes, but it all begins with this. It all begins with your income. It all begins with what money do you have coming in? Because if you can identify with what money you got coming in, even if it's not enough money, okay, we haven't addressed that yet, but it may not be enough money. All right, but we can't deal with what needs to be dealt with if we don't start with addressing and confronting and identifying with what do I have coming in? What money do I have coming in? Don't just say, well, I ain't got enough money, or I need another job, or I'm just trying to make ends meet. No. Let's get down to the nitty gritty of how much money do I have coming in? Because if I can get control of my income, what's going to happen? I can get control of what? My outcome. If I don't have control of my income, most likely I'm not going to have control of my outcome. So if somebody else is controlling your financial outcome, if something else is controlling your financial outcome, if someone or something else is controlling the outcome of the quality of your life or of your business, whether it's a client, whether it's competition, whether it's some type of system, some type of infrastructure, whoever or whatever it is, if someone or something outside of you is dictating and determining the outcome of your financial life, your business life, your family life, your quality of life, it is because to some extent they have taken control of this. If they control this, somewhere along the lines you gave them control of this. That's why we want to take control of this first. And if we could take control of this, we're going to get back control of this, even if we don't have it at this point. All right. So let me give you 3 reasons why. 3 reasons why your income determines your outcome. The first reason is because your income is your, and I'm going to say number 1, and I'm going to defend this for a reason. Number 1, wealth building tool. All right, I want you to write that down. This is the first reason why your income determines your outcome. This is the first reason why. I want you to write that down. I don't want you to argue with me. I don't want you to debate against it. I don't want you to defend anything outside of it. I want you to accept the fact that The first reason why your income determines your outcome is because your income is your number one wealth building tool. Your income is your number one wealth building tool. So powerful. This is so powerful. This is so powerful. For years, I didn't understand this. And even if I heard it in a different way, outside of how I'm saying it, I probably didn't believe it because I didn't really have a good understanding of it. But the moment I started understanding that my income, as it were, even though it may have not been enough, it was still by far one of my greatest and, to some extent, my number one wealth building tool. Now, the reason why I can defend the fact that your income is your number one wealth building tool, because most of us don't have any other opportunities or any other resources or any other means or ways or tools to build wealth than by first using our income. So you're not a trust fund baby. Nobody left you an inheritance. You wasn't put in nobody's will, and if you were, they ain't really leave you no bag big enough for you to build wealth. So guess what? You gotta use what you gotta use. You gotta use your income. You gotta use your income. You gotta use what you going out there working for and grinding for and doing what you need to do to make money for. So even though it may not be enough, again, we'll address that, but we still have to accept the fact that whether I got enough money coming in or not, my money, which is my income coming in to my hands, is my number one wealth building tool. Now, if you believe, listen to me on this. If you believe that your income, whether it's fixed, whether it's earned, whether it's passive, if you believe that your income is your number one wealth building tool, and then you make the decision that you want to build wealth. I mean, do you want to build wealth? Do you want to be financially free? Do you want wealth? Do you want to be in a financial position that you're not struggling? I mean, maybe you don't want that. So if you don't want it, I'm not even talking to you. I mean, I appreciate you watching, but my conversation is for people. And let me just give it to you 100. A lot of the things that I'm talking about on the Ramon Preston Show, a lot of the things that I teach in my Millionaire Blueprint, almost all the things probably, almost all the things that I teach on this show, probably just about everything I teach. I mean, come on, let me just stop being nice. Everything I teach is about building wealth. Everything I train my people to do is about building wealth. Everything I provide as a consultant and a coach to my mentees in my mentorship program or clients in my coaching program, it's all about building wealth. It's all about building wealth. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. I don't teach people how to get comfortable making 50 grand a year. I don't teach people how to accept the status quo of, oh, you don't need a whole lot of money. All you need is just a little bit for this and be able to be. I don't teach that. That's not my financial philosophy. Everything I teach is teaching you how to build wealth. So if you're looking for somebody to teach you something different, just in case you're one of those people, you're not going to get it from me. So if you disagree with the way I teach on finances and getting money and being a millionaire and getting wealthy, it's because you don't want it. Now, for those of you who want to build wealth, I want you to hear me very clearly. If you want to be rich, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to get the bag, if you want to be financially free, if you don't want to have to worry and struggle and be under pressure and stressed out all the time because you don't have the financial or economic ability to take care of you and your family, guess what? You need to learn this and you need to accept this, that your income is your number one wealth building tool. it is going to be almost impossible, with the exception of some crazy event happening like you hitting the lottery. And the thing of it is, they have shows on TV about people who win the lottery. And most of these shows, they give you an opportunity to see that within 3 to 5 years after winning the lottery winner is back broke. You know why? Because they do not understand principles like this. They made $1 million from the lottery, or they made $10 million from the lottery. They had income, but they did not value their income as their number one wealth building tool. Because if you want to build wealth, if you want wealth, if you want this word rich, if you want millionaire, whatever word you want to add to it, if you want the dollar bill, yo, if you want, okay, here's another word, freedom, because that's what I want. I want freedom. I don't just want spiritual freedom because I got that. I'm saved. I got the Holy Ghost. I got a relationship with God. I'm going to heaven, right? I want economic freedom too. And the people who don't want economic freedom will talk you out of wanting it, especially if they're satisfied with other types of freedom. I know people who are spiritually free and don't want economic freedom. And so they demonize people like me and you who want economic freedom while experiencing spiritual freedom. Those are not the people you want to listen to. I know people who want psychological freedom, mental freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, but they don't want economic freedom. Guess what? Those are not the people you need to be listening to. You need to listen to somebody like me who's telling you the truth about economic freedom, about being rich, about being a millionaire, and that is your income, as small as it may be, as short as you come up every month, your income is still your number one wealth building tool. Now, if you believe this, this first reason here, then it should challenge you. It should convict you to get a grip on what? What should you get a grip on if you believe this? You should get a grip on your income. How do I get a grip on my income? By taking control of my doggone money. By not allowing people, places, and things to continue to consume and rob me of my number one wealth building tool. If there is one reason why people never get wealthy, never get financially free, never get rich, never become millionaires outside of their mindset, outside of them not learning and studying, if there's one thing, it is this. They do not control their number one wealth building tool. They have given everybody else control of their number one wealth building tool. So that's the first reason why your income determines your outcome. You got to get control of your income. This is what you got to control. You got to get control of that. You got to get control of that. How do I get control of it? Well, there are certain things that you can do, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Here's something I want you to think about. Wealth building. This is one of the reasons why it's so hard for people to get control of this, because income is really like, I'll say income is like the vehicle, right? It's like the vehicle. Let's just use income like the vehicle. All right? And then let's look at wealth. Let's look at wealth. Let's look at wealth as the highway. Okay? So I just want to show you this real quick. Let's look at income as the vehicle, and let's look at wealth as the highway. Okay? So now, in order for you to get to the destination of wealth, let's say that you need to take the HOV lane. Okay? Let's say if you need to take the HOV lane if you want to get the wealth. Okay? So you're in the car, you're in the vehicle, you might be on the right highway because you're at least making money, but the problem is you can't get in the HOV lane. You can't get in the HOV lane because wealth is a highway, and the highway is like, it's full of traffic. You can't get around. Like, it's nowhere you can go. You just got to sit there and you got to hope that whatever's going on in front of you, that it clears up. You don't know what's going on. Have you ever been in the highway and you sitting there and you like, man, what's going on in traffic? And you know you want to go somewhere, you know you got something you want to accomplish, but you just can't get there. This is how wealth is. Wealth is like this highway, and then you got this HOV lane over here, but the problem is you're the only one in the car, and you can't get over in the HOV lane. And on top of that, I'm going to tell you why this is so hard. On top of that, you got state troopers all around you. So just imagine yourself being on a highway, and you know this highway can get you to wealth. You know this highway can get you to economic freedom. You know you could become rich and become a millionaire because you're on the right highway. But the problem is you stuck in traffic. And the only lane that's open is the HOV lane. And you can't sneak your way over there just to get ahead because you got state troopers around you. So guess what happens? You stay stuck. And this is where most people is. Most people are just stuck in a vehicle working on a job. They stuck in a vehicle working hard out there hustling, grinding, running their business or doing whatever they're doing. And they're making money, but number one, they're not making enough money. And then number two, they don't have other support, other things to get in the vehicle with them to give them access to this special lane. Because those who are in this special lane, they getting wealthy. They getting financially free. They going to get the money. They becoming millionaires. They're getting rich. And then you like just sitting in the car like, man, look all these people flying by. They making it happen. They killing it. They crushing it. You go on social media, you look at everybody just passing by. They doing good. A lot of them are capping. They just fronting. Some of these people just fronting. They lying. They ain't doing that. And they just making you think they're doing better. But there are some people who are actually doing good. You know the people who doing real good and who are actually living it. But the thing of it is, I don't want to just watch other people keep passing by. I want to get in that HOV lane. Because I know the sooner I get in that lane, the quicker I'm going to get to my freedom, right? Well, the thing of it is, you got to get control of this. You got to control your income. Because when you can take control of your income, you are able to then start adding certain things to the vehicle. Because if you had another person in that vehicle, you can leave that traffic jam and you could get over in the HOV lane. But most people never get a chance to put other people in their vehicle. What do you mean other people? Well, let's just say if you took control of your income. If you took control of your income and your income was like a vehicle and you know you needed to be in the HOV lane because you want to get wealthy. But the HOV lane requires you to have more than just you in the vehicle. But your income is what's going to help add more people to your vehicle. If you control this, guess what can happen? You could start adding people like credit. You can start adding people like loans. You can start adding people like businesses. You can start adding people like investments. You can start adding people like me, coaches. You can start adding people like staff. You can start adding systems. You can start adding all these things to your car, and all that came from what? All that came from income. All that came from income. Most people don't get any of these things, or they don't get enough of these things to even get in the HOV lane so that they can get wealthy or can become millionaires or can get rich. Because most people don't understand it starts with this. It starts with income. So I don't care how little money I'm making. I could be making $7 an hour. I still need control of what? I still need control of my income. So the first reason why your income determines your outcome is that your income is your number one wealth building tool. All right. Number two, second reason. This is good. Second reason, your income is this should be good, a problem solver. This is the second reason why your income determines your outcome. Because your income is a problem solver. Your income is a problem solver. So I want you to really grab what I'm saying. Your income is a problem solver. How is my income a problem solver? Some of y'all probably like, my problem is that I don't have enough income. Well, we'll get to that, but we need to address other things first, okay? So number two, the second reason why your income determines your outcome is because your income is a problem solver. Your income is a problem solver. Even the Bible says that money answers all things. So money is not everything, but to some extent, money answers all things. Now, of course, we know money doesn't literally answer all things. Like you can't pay a dollar amount to bring somebody back to life, right? If somebody died, or it's just certain things you just can't do with money. We're not stupid. We know that. Like, we're intelligent human beings. We understand that. Fundamentally speaking, money is not everything. But we also understand when it comes to the economic system that we live in, when it comes to the society that we live in, again, outside of a miracle, outside of certain signs and wonders that are just totally in the hands of God, but things that are at our disposal, things that require our action, our work, our deeds, our participation, when it comes to certain economic things that we are restricted to in this world, guess what? Money solves those problems. So, for example, I'm just going to give you an example. Some people say, okay, well, I need to get my credit right. Have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard somebody say, I just need to get my credit repaired? I talk to entrepreneurs all the time. Most entrepreneurs, all they talking about is, let me get out of debt. Okay? That's another one. But here's what I want you to understand. Do you have a credit problem? Let's say if your credit score is like below the norm. Okay, you got a 500 credit score. Maybe you got a 420. I don't know. Whatever your credit score is. Do you have a credit problem, or do you have an income problem? See there? Because I talk to people all the time, right? And they always telling me, oh, my credit messed up, and I got to get my credit right, and blah, 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 blah. And I be listening to them like, no, what you need to do is get your money right. Because, and I'm not saying this to be condescending, because I used to be you. If that's you, I used to be in this situation. There was a time that y'all always hear me talk about it. There was a time I had maybe 50 credit cards. I probably had $100,000 worth of credit card debt at my height of being in credit card debt. I don't have any now. I'm not in credit card debt. I paid all my debts off. But I just want to show you something. When I was in credit card debt, before I got in credit card debt, let me go back a little further. Before I got into credit card debt, I wasn't making enough income. So I was making money, but I wasn't making enough money. And because I wasn't making enough income, guess what I did? I went and got more credit. because I was like, hey, let me just get some credit cards, you know, let me stack up a few credit cards. I'll flex with them and I'll parlay them, because this is the mindset that we have, because we're not thinking about income as much as we're thinking about everything else. So I totally dismissed increasing my income. All I was thinking about was, let me just go get another $2,000 credit card. Let me get a $1,500 credit card. Let me get a $5,000 credit card. And all of a sudden, I woke up one day and realized, oh, you got about $100,000 worth of credit card debt. You got about 50 credit cards, bro. And you got a whole lot of credit card debt, which plummeted my credit score. But guess what? It didn't change enough. It didn't change my income enough. And I know we use all these lame excuses. Well, I take this $1,000 credit card and I'm flip it. I'm gonna get an advance on it. I'm gonna cash out and I'm gonna put it in my business. All that sounds good in theory. All that sounds good in theory. But what you don't understand is your credit problem comes from your income problem, because your income will solve your credit problem. So a lot of people think they got credit issues when you don't have a credit issue. You got a money issue. It's not that you don't have enough credit. It's that you don't have enough money. Because the moment you get your credit repaired, I see it all the time. My wife and I work with clients every day, especially clients who want to buy homes, and we got to walk them through this process of getting their credit. We have a lender, we have an in-house lender on our team. So we go through all this. But we've seen it time and time again where, okay, we fix your credit, but guess what you're going to do? You're going to go back and get more credit because you didn't change this. This has to change. And this will not change if you don't get control of it. So I got to go back to number one and control my income. And then once I take control of my income, then I can start figuring out ways I can increase that, even if I'm not able to decrease other things. But it's your mentality of thinking this is your problem. That ain't your problem. Debt is not your problem. Well, if I wasn't in debt, if I didn't owe such and such, if I didn't have this, no, that's not your problem. Income determines your outcome, not debt. Not credit. And I have never met a person. At least I don't think I have. I've never met a person who got debt issues and credit issues and didn't have income issues. It's just, it's like, how? It's impossible. The issues we have with debt, consumer debt, the issues we have with credit, of course, are mental, they are behavioral. So yes, you got to attribute this is a behavior issue and a mental issue and a mindset issue, but it's also an income issue. You ain't got enough income. So number two, your income is a problem solver. If you can figure out how to control and start building a foundation to increase your income, it will solve those other problems. Now, some of y'all might not even know this, but 50% of marriages, this might be good to talk about, I guess, on Valentine's Day. 50% of marriages end in divorce. 50% of marriages end in divorce. I don't know if you knew that. 5 out of 10 people that get married end up divorced. And this is the same percentage in the church. So it doesn't matter if you saved or not. You could be a Christian. This 50% of Christian marriages still end in divorce. So just for the record, let us be clear on that. This ain't just worldly people who don't love God, who don't know God, who don't have the Holy Ghost, who don't speak in tongues. 5 out of 10 human beings that get married end up in divorce, whether they saved or not. Now, why am I bringing this up? Not to make nobody feel bad, okay? I'm bringing this up to explain to you that there are 2 main reasons. Studies show this. All you got to do is Google this stuff. Studies show, people have done studies on this to get this number. That's why we know it's an accurate number. But these same studies show that the 2 main reasons for half of marriages to end in divorce is infidelity and money. And I don't even know how both of them don't work together, because most people find themselves in both of those issues. Those are the two issues why 50% of marriages on the planet, or at least in America, end in divorce. Infidelity, okay, we understand that. People cheat, right? But then the other half of the people, they divorce because of money. They got money issues. They stressed out. They can't keep nothing. They under pressure. They live 8, 9, 10 years together, and nobody ever does better. Or one person just don't want to do better. They don't want to work, or they can't keep a job. They live pillar to post. They jump around from car to car, from apartment to apartment because of money. They got money issues. So their relationship is affected by their money. This is why I'm showing you that your income is a problem solver. It doesn't mean it's going to fix infidelity now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to fix this. Okay? That's something else needs to happen. They need to get delivered, healed, need therapy and everything else. We're talking about, and maybe some people need deliverance and healing and therapy with their money too. But I'm just showing you that money plays a big role in everything we do in our life. So no, money is not everything, but money answers a whole lot of the things that we deal with in areas of our life. There are people right here today in the United States of America who die. They die just because they don't have health care. They die. They die because they couldn't get medicine. They couldn't afford it. So it really wasn't a health care issue in terms of them not being able to get it, because it is here in America. It's not that it didn't exist. What I mean, it's not that healthcare didn't exist for them or what they needed was not available. It's just that it wasn't available to them because of money. Because of money. And so, see, these are some of the things I want you and I want our community to start thinking about. And we got to stop brushing over this like that. We just brush over it like that. Every time the conversation of money come up, especially when we're in the church, this is what we want to do. Oh, don't talk about that. That's what we want to do. Every time we talk about money with our children and with our families, and we think about what we can do to get more money. Oh, it ain't, you just trust God. We want to brush over that. You can't brush over that. At some point, you got to stand 10 toes down and say, you know what? I need to get my mind right. I need to get my money right. And it ain't just because I want to get money. It ain't just because I want to flex. It ain't just because I want to say, nah, boo boo, look at me now. No, it's because I want to be able to facilitate solving the problems that I can solve with the resources that I have accumulated, especially when I know I'm working anyway. It's just that I have not taken control of what I'm getting from my work, which is my income. And I'm telling you, it's before I give you this third thing, I want you to understand it's not because you do everything wrong. It's not because you just don't know nothing. A lot of it is just because we do not have the right information, and we do not put that right information to practice. My wife and I, we always paid our tithes. My wife and I, we always sold into our leaders, into churches. We served the community for years. We took care of our family. Me and my wife, we didn't splurge. You know, my wife and I, we went years like living on the bare minimum. We just never enjoyed any luxuries, or at least most luxuries that we wanted to or could have, because we took the responsibility for our life and for our family, for our church, and for the people that we know needed us. But we were doing everything right, and we still did not have enough. We still did not have enough to maintain integrity in certain areas, like making sure we always had insurance, making sure our kids was always good, making sure, everything was taken care of, that we never got behind in credit card bills. Those things happened. You know why? It definitely wasn't my wife. My wife is way better of a person than me, because I was one of those people like, hey, if I ain't got it, get it like Drake then, whatever. My wife like, no, baby, we can't do that now. We got to do better. We're not finna do that. We're not finna be owing people around here. So she used to always help me, but what she helped me do was get focused on this. And it wasn't like my wife was demanding. My wife never wanted anything. She's not one of those people, but she helped me become more responsible for the role that I play in my family. She heightened my awareness of how important it was for me to make sure that I took care of my family and took care of myself and made sure that we were stable. It's kind of like the scripture that says, what profits a man to gain the world but lose his soul? It's like, you can't be out here trying to do everything for everybody else and you ain't doing nothing for yourself and your family now. God dog, come on. So my point is, your income. Number one, what? Your income is your number one wealth building tool. Number two, your income what? Your income is a problem solver. Number three, let me give it to you before I go. Number three, your income provides purchasing power. See, a lot of people don't understand that even though good credit plays a role in what you're doing, you want to definitely work on having the best credit that you possibly can. You want to work on putting yourself in the best credit worthy position so that you can leverage credit cards and so that you can leverage loans. Especially, we're in real estate, so we know the power of being able to use your income to purchase assets, okay? We understand that, but you can't get so focused on all those other things that you lose focus on this. You have to connect, because it's like, if I tell this to entrepreneurs all the time and business owners, if all you're trying to do is get a business loan, if all you're trying to do is go get like a line of credit or a U-line or Duns and Bradstreet, and you just trying to get you doing all this stuff, but you're never focusing on getting this up, you're working backwards. You're working backwards. You gotta get control of your income. And when you get control of your income, you have to prioritize it over everything else, so that when you are in an income position, now with your income, guess what you have the power to do? You have the power to purchase. You have the power to purchase. See, I did it the backwards way first. I went the backwards way, because I thought that was the right way, because I was listening to other people who didn't know what they was talking about. I did it that way. I've already gone that way. Getting credit cards, using credit cards, moving stuff around, robbing people and Peter to pay Paul, robbing one person to pay another person. I did that. And I played that game. And guess what? I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar and found myself in over $100,000 worth of credit card debt and many other debts, because I got my focus off of income and I started putting my focus on everything else but income. But once I reset myself and I went back to number one, this is my wealth building tool, and I started controlling my income. I started managing my income. I started tracking my income. I started working on new ways to increase my income, which includes decreasing certain expenses. Once I started doing that, guess what happened? I started realizing that a lot of the problems I had before I controlled my income started disappearing. I didn't have collection agencies calling me every day because I was able to pay them off. I didn't have a whole lot of pressure on me because I was behind in bills and late and trying to get an extension because I was able to pay them. Because I kept my focus on this, and it caused me to start solving other problems. And then I got to a point in my income that I was able to use my income as power to make purchases. Now I can leverage my income, right, to make purchases. And what kind of purchases am I talking about making? Well, I'm talking about making purchases for income producing assets, not income consuming liabilities. Because that's what most people do. Most people use their income and they purchase consumable liabilities that take their income. And then they're left with no income because they allow liabilities to consume their income. So once I started controlling and increasing my income, I figured out ways to use my income as power to make purchases for income producing assets. Now I want to put my income that I'm working hard for, or somebody else worked hard for, but I ended up with it. I want to take my income and I want it to produce more income through assets that could help me get down that road further to building wealth. Does that make sense? So you got to do that. You got to take control of your income. All right? You got to take control of your income. Let's just put that up. You got to take control of it. You got to take control of your income. How do you take control of your income? Well, there are so many strategies I can give you. One strategy is you may need to revisit your W-4 form if you're a W-2 employee. Another strategy is you need to start tracking your income and expenses with some type of financial management app. Another strategy is you have to start delaying gratification. You have to start delaying gratification. What do you mean delaying gratification? Here's what I mean. I'm going to give you an easy test. If you cannot, I'm going to say this and end it. If you cannot leave money in your checking account without spending it, you don't have an income problem. Did you hear what I said? Because remember, I'm a coach and a consultant. I coach and consult people for business, for finances, for helping them invest and build wealth. So if you can't put money in a checking account and leave it alone, if you have to put money in a savings account, and some of y'all, you ain't even no need for you to have no savings account. Ain't no need for you to have. If you cannot put money or leave money in your checking account without spending it, you do not have an income problem. You got a mindset problem and you've got a habit problem. So I don't care how much you try to fix your money, you got to fix you first. Because you should be able to put money in your checking account. I hear people say that all the time. I thought the money was gone. I don't know what happened. It was in that other day. You know you ain't got the doggone money. So why is you spending money you ain't got? You know you can't afford it. So why is you doing it? Why is you going out and you broke? Why is you traveling and you broke? It makes no sense. Because you do not have control of this because you ain't got control of that. You got a problem with that. So you really ain't got no money problem. And most people who say they got money problems got mindset problems. They ain't got no money problems. They got mindset problems because they're not prioritizing what's important. So I'm prioritizing what's important because I need my wife and my family to be at peace. I need them to have a sense of security. I need to focus on more than just my own gratification. Maybe I need to delay that for a season until I am in a financial position to do it. I used to always tell my wife this, and we're able to see how it impacts your life when you do it. I used to always tell her, I want to do what I got to do so I can do what I want to do. So I don't mind doing what I got to do today so that I can do what I want to do tomorrow. And so being in a position to do what you want to do, it starts with you doing what you got to do. So if you're watching this and you know that you need to develop a muscle, you need to develop a better mindset, that means you need to educate yourself about money. You need to get around people who understand money, who has a different philosophy when it comes to money, that can encourage you, that can inspire you, that can empower you, and that can keep you moving in the direction of being able to not just take control of your income, but to build your income through strategies and solutions that help you become financially free. I have a program called the Millionaire Blueprint. It's an online business and financial wealth building system. And we have built this online program called the Millionaire Blueprint. And we have the everyday person in mind. So whether you're on a fixed income, whether you are a W-2 employee, whether you're a 1099 independent contractor, whether you are a ministry leader, a pastor, or whether you're a business owner, this blueprint, this Millionaire Blueprint has all the trainings and the educational components that you need to literally become a millionaire. It's my personal blueprint. I'm not sharing nothing in that Millionaire Blueprint that I haven't lived and that I'm not living. As a matter of fact, I have some new courses that I'm going to be introducing within the next couple weeks to our Millionaire Blueprint. I'm always adding new courses, like on a regular basis. But I got some new courses that I'm getting ready to introduce. And these new courses are things that I have just within the last year learned, executed, saw the results from it, and guess what I did? I extracted the things that I know work, and I'm introducing it to my community, to my students, to my clients, to my tribe. That's what I do. So if it ain't working for me, I'm not going to share it. But I know that Millionaire Blueprint is a real Millionaire Blueprint because it has been real for me and for my wife, and I want it to be real for you. So if you're interested in becoming a member of our Millionaire Blueprint, our program, and starting your learning, your education, your training on all the fundamentals of becoming a millionaire and building wealth, I want you to reach out to me today. All you have to do is text. We make it real easy for you. You can text the word millionaire to me right now. You can text the word millionaire to me right now. The number is 404-478-7213. You could text the word millionaire to me right now, and guess what? We'll reach back out to you. We'll share a little bit information with you. We'll answer any questions that you may have. And we will give you a brief demonstration of what our Millionaire Blueprint is about. So whether you are looking to start and structure a holding company, whether you're looking to get into real estate investing, whether you're looking to build a solid foundation for financial literacy, we have all these training programs in this Millionaire Blueprint. We train you on starting and structuring holding companies. We train you on creative tax strategies. We train you on the ABCs of financial literacy. We train you on real estate investing, goal setting. We train you on sales and marketing. We have so many training tutorials and videos and documents and forms in this Millionaire Blueprint. Like, it's just no way you're going to have access to that program, take the courses, learn what I'm teaching, and not get to where you're going. I don't see how it can't happen, because this information actually works. So I would love to have an opportunity to speak with you, to share with you more information about our Millionaire Blueprint. All you have to do is text millionaire to 404-478-7213. That's 404-478-7213. Please give me some feedback on how you enjoyed today's show, and let me know what your biggest takeaway is or was. Like, what is the biggest takeaway from today's show. I would love to know what your biggest takeaway is. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Listen. We have to take control of our financial lives. We have to take control of our financial lives. I say this almost every day when I'm on the show and when I'm talking to people, when I'm coaching and consulting clients throughout the day. I always say this. Like, if you're not willing to educate yourself and invest in your education, you're not going to succeed. How are you going to succeed? How are you going to actually get out of whatever you're stuck in? Like, I had to come to that realization. 4 years ago, 2018, I started 2018 out, and my wife and I, we had made a commitment. We said, you know what? We gonna reset our whole life. Me and my wife did this 4 years ago. We said we was gonna reset our whole life. We moved. We gave up a big house. We gave up at least one of our luxury cars. We gave up our building for our church and our administrative offices in where we lived at. We gave up everything. Now, it's not like we went from like one place and went to a worse place. We moved to Buckhead. So it's not like we downgraded. We actually upgraded. We downsized in terms of liabilities. Okay, so we got rid of a whole lot of things that were just holding us, as prisoners. We were like prisoners. Me and my wife was like real prisoners. And the warden was debt. The warden was credit. The warden was liabilities. So what my wife and I, we decided to do was, we said, we getting rid of everything. This is what we did. We had like a drawing board. We had a board, and this board was just full of stuff. It was all kind of stuff on the board, right? I mean, we just had debt, we had credit cards, we had business, blah, 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 blah. We had everything going on. We just waking up every day. Every day we woke up, we just hit the repeat button. We woke up, we pray, hey baby, love you too, repeat. We go to bed, wake up, hey baby, love you too, repeat. I mean, we did that every day, repeat. One day I woke up and I was like, man, I'm sick of this. And this is what I did. I just erased everything on the board. I said, you know what? I am sick of struggling. I'm sick of everybody controlling my own financial situation. I'm sick of not being happy and free to do what I want to do for me and my family. And we got rid of everything. And we said, you know what we finna do? We gonna focus on one thing. And we said, this is what we gonna focus on. So let me say this to all of you that's watching me. You focusing on everything else except that, I know you're not making no money. I know you're not making no money. I know you're losing because you're not focused on the right thing. And before you argue me and say, no, dog, bruh. No, you missed it, man of God. I'm focusing on money. Okay, well, let me ask you this question. How much are you learning about money every day? Are you studying about money every day? How much more do you know about business and wealth building and finances today than you did yesterday? How much more? What is the percentage? Give me a percentage. How much more do you know? Okay? How much have you learned from January 1st to now in the last 6 weeks? Yeah, I'm putting you to the test now. I'm calling you on the carpet. Because I know a lot of times people be full of crap. They always saying they doing this, they doing that. No, I'm finna pull the carpet up under you. Okay? From January 1st to today, February 14th, how many books have you read on money? How many lessons have you learned? How many people like me have you listened to and studied and learned from within the last 6 weeks? How much time have you put in? Because whatever your answer is, that has everything to do with where you are with that. And until you can prove what I'm saying wrong, what you're saying means nothing. Because 4 years ago, I had to confront me. And I had to be honest with me. And when I confronted me 4 years ago in 2018, when I decided to confront Ramon, Ramon was making 6 figures. And was still like, man, whew. You know why? Because I wasn't dealing with income at that point. I was dealing with mindset. I was dealing with a lack of education. I did not have the level of education and the mindset to build wealth, to be a millionaire. 4 years ago, I didn't have that. And I had to stand toe to toe with myself and confront myself and be honest with myself. And I was like, bro, you just don't know enough, dog. First of all, you done got comfortable because you making 6 figures. You comfortable. You living like everybody else in the middle class living. Okay, you got your little Range Rover, a Mercedes. You living in a nice house. You blah, 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 blah. But nobody cares because behind that, you're broke. You're in debt. You're struggling. You look good on the surface, but you toe up from the flow up in your bank account. And I was being honest with myself, and I was telling the truth. And I had to admit the fact that I did not study and learn, and I wasn't growing no more. These are the conversations I had with myself. I ain't got to disrespect you and say that to you, but I was saying this to me. I was like, bro, you don't study no more like you used to. And I ain't talking about studying the Bible. Okay, I ain't talking about reading scriptures. I ain't talking about just speaking in tongues and praying every day and laying out before the Lord for 2 hours. I'm not talking about that. Okay, I'm talking about financially, economically, when it comes to building a business and being successful and having something for me and my family in that area, in that regard. I hadn't done it. And to some extent, I'll be the first one to tell you, I gave up. I think deep down inside, I really gave up on getting rich. I think I gave up on becoming a millionaire because it was so hard. As I said, it's like driving up the highway and everybody that's becoming rich, they're in the HOV lane and you can't get in the HOV lane. You stuck in traffic. You can't move. You bumper to bumper and state troopers around you. So you can't even sneak over there and get in the HOV to get up. And so it's like, I think I just let go of the wheel financially in my mind. I think I just gave up and was like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to just live a nice, comfortable life and this is the way it is, until I woke up and realized, no, that ain't the way it is. That's the way you have accepted it to be because you stopped growing. You stopped learning. You stopped educating yourself. You stopped doing what you did to get there. Now get your behind up and start getting it together. And that's what I did. And I said, I'll never do that again. That was 4 years ago. That was 7 figures ago. So guess what? You got to make that same decision. You got to make the same decision. You got to make the same decision. So if you need assistance, if you need training, if you need education, I'm giving you my blueprint. I know it works. So we have a Millionaire Blueprint. We also have a mentorship program. Maybe you need me to coach you personally. Maybe you need me and my team to get under you and behind you and around you and walk you through each phase of your financial freedom process. Well, guess what? Just text that word millionaire to 404-478-7213. For all of you, before I go, I want to make sure that all of you hear this. If you are a coach, let me make sure I put that up here. Text millionaire. If you're a coach, I don't know how many of y'all are coaches and consultants. Are you a coach? Are you a consultant? If you are a coach and a consultant and you're having trouble acquiring clients, onboarding them, serving them at the highest level, maybe you don't know all the ins and outs of coaching and consulting. Maybe you don't really have a system for providing that service. Maybe you don't have a process that people want and that it's attracting people to pay for. Guess what? I have a certification and licensing training coming up. It's going to be our first one. It's only for my licensees. So what we did was we decided coming into 2022 that we were going to start a licensing program. Okay? And this licensing program is actually my way of creating partnerships with people who know they want to educate and inspire and impact others with business and financial education, training, coaching, and consulting. That's what the purpose of this licensing program is about. And so as a licensee, what we are offering those who become licensees is authorization, like legal authorization to literally use all of our curriculum, all of our training manuals, all of our programs and products, everything that we have under the Ramon Preston University banner, our licensees are able to use, and our licensees can actually outsource a lot of the training that they need to provide to their clients. They can outsource it to Ramon Preston University. So literally, as a licensee, you can become a reseller of our Millionaire Blueprint. You can easily monetize and make money by reselling our Millionaire Blueprint. And we have a 90-10 revenue share. So that means you're going to get 90% of all the revenue as a licensee. And most of the products that we provide under Ramon Preston University, guess what? You don't even have to do anything. You don't have to print anything. You don't have to create anything. All you have to do is present it to your potential customers and clients, give them an opportunity to see and get a demo of what it is that we have. Or as a licensee, you can do that and add to it your own proprietary materials, and you can take everything that we have and repurpose it. You can literally take my Millionaire Blueprint and repurpose the information, the training, the content, the materials, and use it however you want to with your name, your image, your likeness. We actually call that a white label licensing. But we have this licensing program, so we launched it January 1st, just 6 weeks ago. We already have our first licensees who have signed up, who are ready to roll and make it happen. And we're going to be hosting our first licensing and certification training here on Monday, February the 28th. The only people who can come are our licensees. All right. And so as a licensee, what we're also providing as a complimentary add-on is our consulting and coaching certification. So for all of our licensees, we are literally training you to become certified coaches and consultants. I'm literally showing you step by step, play by play, my system, my process. You're able to use my system, use my process. You don't even have to change the wording if you don't want to. You can use it the way it is because you are a licensee. You have authorization to do that. But not only are you going to be authorized to use that material and make money off that material, but you're also going to be certified, trained the right way on how to consult and coach. Listen, y'all, I'm going to say this and I'm going to go. For those of you that are in the coaching and consulting space, for those of you that want to be influencers and speakers, I want you to stop fooling yourself and thinking that it's just going to be easy. It's one of the toughest businesses out there. And if you do not have the competence, if you don't know what you're doing, I know you don't have the confidence. And guess what? The people you come in contact with, they know you don't have the confidence because they know you don't know what you're doing. So you're not going to make money. There are so many people out there providing coaching services, providing consulting services. There's so many people training others and educating others and just giving away free information because they're marketing. They're not even in the coaching and consulting. They're just marketers, or they're just salespeople. You know, they're just moving paperwork around or whatever the case is. And you have no idea how competitive that market is, that industry is. And you're not prepared for it because you haven't been trained. It's no different than how I've trained people in ministry. I've been in ministry for a long time. I've been a trainer. I've been an apostolic prophetic instructor. And I've had to help a lot of people grow into becoming ministers of the gospel and helping them understand what being in ministry, what being in leadership is all about. And guess what? The ones who are not trained, see, I'm a prophetic trainer as well. So I can go to any event. And if I go to an event or I walk in a room and I see how people are moving and prophesying and doing things like in the name of being prophets, I already know they wasn't trained. I could tell they're not trained by how they moving and by how they acting and the things that they do, because they haven't been trained. And so people know who you are when you go into the marketplace, when you on social media. So you have to invest in your career. You have to invest in your future. You have to invest in your business. And that's one of the reasons why I created this licensing program, because my heart goes out to so many coaches and consultants. I coach and consult a lot of coaches and consultants, and my heart goes out to those who just don't know what they're doing and they want to do it and they have a heart to do it and they know God has moved them in that direction. But guess what? You got to pay to play. You got to learn the game. You got to understand the business. You just can't go out there doing something and thinking you're going to succeed and you have no idea what you're doing. You don't learn on like a OJT. It doesn't work that way. Because if you do that and then people don't get the results from the services you provide, your credibility and your reputation is going to be ruined, especially in that space. That's why people don't even pay attention to a lot of those who are in that space, because they don't know what they're doing. So I love y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed today's show. Happy Valentine's Day. For those of you that are in South Florida, we'll be in South Florida 10 days from today, Thursday the 24th. We're going to be hosting a community pep rally in South Florida, Stuart, Florida to be exact. I'm going to be preaching 2 days while I'm down in South Florida in Fort Pierce, Florida. So I look forward to seeing those of you that will be there, and love you. And again, if there's anything we can do to help you, if there's anything that we have that you know you need, it ain't even no if, you know you need it. You need to just text Millionaire or give me a call. You got the number, 404-478-7213. And all of you that want to be a part of our licensing program, I need you to reach out to me today. Let's get you signed up. Let's discuss what terms work best for you, because I'm making some deals happen. So don't let money and don't let all those other things get in your way. You got to see the finish line. You got to see the end result. You got to see where you want to go and where you want to be. And whatever it takes for you to get there, you should be committed to do it. So love y'all. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Ramon Preston